And it begins. Alright. Hello everyone, I'm Ratman Horatio. And this is the, I guess the finale, the end for Dead Cells for me for at least a little while. Dead Cells is fun, and I will probably play it off stream, but considering no one arrives and odd channel, I think it's high time that I moved on to something else. What that something else is, I'm not entirely sure. Saw that flicker, I apologize. Had to click into the game. Now in order to celebrate the final go-about of Dead Cells. Sorry, I had to like. We're gonna be doing bank runs. We're gonna be going to the bank and trying to collect everything we can. We'll take Rampart and... We don't have a consistent way to kill, so throwable objects. We'll just stick it in our backpack. We're still doing Blood Cell 2, or Boss Cells 2, or whatever. If we get the opportunity to go to the cavern, we might as well. Well, at least I took damage before I did anything. Or started the combo streaks. I thought it died. It survived with a sliver of health. I am upset. I'm hemorrhaging health. This is a fantastic start. There's the sewers. Parry shield. We could use it to force us to learn the parry timings, but Rampart is really powerful, and I toss it. That does synergize with green build, I suppose. I'm mildly upset that the timing on the two attacks was spare enough that I didn't actually benefit. I didn't parry both with one go. Dead end. Bomb that doesn't synergize. Club that doesn't... Well, the bomb does synergize. For the plant zone, it is indeed. It will go to the plant zone. I was going to pick up that bomb through the purchasable door, and then I remembered that that's a horrible decision. I shouldn't do that. Urgent. Jeez. Love to see some cheese. I am the rat man after all. Alright, so we've got it unlocked. That's Promenade of the Condemned. That's a lower area, I think, to the left. Indeed it is. Greetings. Hey, I've got the right skin for this. Reach the city to... Wait, what? This place. Where are your cards? I don't know, buddy. Take this prismatic shard deck. Ooh, that's... Oh. Prismatic shards are not particularly popular when it comes to Slave Aspire builds. I like it, don't get me wrong. Alright, so I get Barricade. Draw, you gain bonus health. Definitely. Each successful parry grants 30 bonus health for 15 seconds. Remove current health bonus health and deal damage. Interesting. I'm probably not going to get rid of that, because that's got some wacky synergy. There's Promenade of the Condemned. Is there anything else on this level? No, there wasn't. Burn it all. So we're heading to the forest zone. We're heading to the plant zone. Why, I don't know. Because why not at this point? It's the first run of the day. If this gets us to the bank. Now, we already burned healing. We didn't get our kill streak, so... Game on us. $100. Start trying to learn Telluric Shock. Boomerang is a boomerang. Throw it and comes back. You only get one. I like the boomerang, but it doesn't bring enough to the table. It's like, what doesn't kill me, because I'm that kind of person. Next level will take Soldier's Resistance, because of course. And then what? I guess counterattack. Maybe extended healing. Who knows? There are traps to the left. Is this still, like, double merchant? Also, greed shield, This will pay for itself. Oh yeah, I get a barrier, so I don't have to worry about thorns if I parry that with the shield. This... I'm upset that that hit me. Alright, Mushroom Boy. I shouldn't laugh. It's not funny. It's hilarious. Oh, this gets different oh, that's... Oh, I actually do just have a deck of colorless cards. What did I draw this time? Electrodynamics. Come use other skills, create an additional orb. Through this door. Cells. I've caused myself physical pain by my inability to properly parry. That does not synergize with the build. Alright, so Electrodynamics is just some extra damage. Interesting. I wonder what other kinds of cards there are. I really liked Barricade, but I have to, well, redraw to it, which is a thing. Okay, there's some food up above. How in the world do I get up there, though? There's a teleport that I've apparently activated that I probably could have just gone to and saved myself a lot of trouble, but I am not a smart man. There's also a small med kit. There are the berries. Hello, phone. How are you today? I don't actually need to explore the rest of this place, but I do want to take a quick... Sure, there's nothing in this. That and revealing this extra little bit of the map does take me slightly closer to the Explorer's Spirit, whatever room. Don't know how that guy managed to be there, but I apparently missed one. What did I get this time? Foresight. You avoid the first damage source dealt every 5 seconds. Oh, that's powerful. I hope for insight. Every 5 seconds. Sorry, 5 seconds in anything on a 5-second timer in this game is really short. Like, even the infantry grenade, which is supposed to be the short cooldown active item, doesn't have that short of a cooldown. Ice grenade, which... Cudgel stuns. Gonna keep that in my backpack. Because I like the idea of what that cudgel does. Money shooter and lose a trail of flame. I'm tempted. Pivot hard into perp, but well, there's still much of this level to explore. Oh, there were spikes there. And the spikes multi-hit, so insight didn't proc. Painful. No, I'm just gonna deny that attack he was going to do. Let's re-roll. Oh, we got barricade again. Is the amount of spikes in this room necessary? Aye. What? Dwarf Trap is always interesting. Excellent. We don't mess around with the thorn, guys. There's a depths. There's an assassin school. Oh, you can teleport back to the start? That's... I think it's best if I stop getting distracted. I already visited that shop, and there was nothing spectacular because I don't even remember it. I tapped to find parry button. Rip my health. There's a lore room back there that doesn't do anything, but it's back there. Oh, this is a new one. I haven't seen it before. Letter. By the king's command, you are to burn the arboretum down until nothing is left but cinders, ignore the gardener's protestations. He is no longer under the crown's protection. Alright, there's nothing else here? I can't just rifle that corpse's pockets? That leads to the ramparts. There's an area I missed. And I walked directly into spikes because I was looking at the minimap. Welcome to Stupid Damage with the Rat Band. Rat Band and my short attention span. Let's go over here and collect the healing stuff. Wrong side, correct side. Continue to level survival the safe and easy way. I parried too soon because he pauses the throw. Morris of the Banished. Oh, another merchant. Mushroom boy. We take the mushroom boy because we love the mushroom boy. I don't care if mushroom boy is not the play. He makes me happy. And Death Orb. Alright, so you're offering me Mushroom Boy and Death Orb, so we'll be taking that. Goodbye, deck. Prismatic Shard deck. Where... well, you existed, and now you don't. Alright, so we've got 3 options on where to go. Main path, down below, or the Morass of the Banished. We're not going to the Morass of the Banished, because that's where Tick Mama is. We don't need to worry about those last 3 enemies, because it doesn't matter. We can go to the Ramparts, or we can go to the Prison Depths. Let's go to the Prison Depths, because why not? As long as the Prison Depths doesn't lead me to, place with the lanterns, the lights. Yeah, I know, game. We didn't get any unlocks in that last level, which is expected. 4 point. Telluric Shock. I don't have Telluric Shock. Learning Great Owl of War, Telluric Shock, air violently and land back down on the ground. Interesting. Does have a pretty good cooldown. Telluric Shock will be interesting to run into on future runs. I don't want it right now. Upgrade the Mushroom Boy. We spent all our money. That, and that's all. Right, now we take Soldier's Resistance for all that extra health. Oh hey look, the bank. The sole express purpose of why we're here. How the employees and patrons of this place can bear all that marble everywhere is beyond comprehension. Perhaps. Perhaps. How nice of you to just chuck it behind yourself. Alright, we're gonna go down to the bottom immediately to clear up the food shop. Red door is the second to the bottom floor. Fantastic. Now, we don't have to do the jumping puzzle to get to the vault at the end, because there's nothing there for us without the costume. We don't have enough money. We could take a small loan of 2,000 money, but let's not say we didn't. I was never one for borrowing what needed to be paid back. Have you noticed I haven't had to deal with those guys a lot yet? Bring out my Mushroom Boy. Man, I do no damage. Immediately need to drink twice. Hey, does anyone else feel like losing? Look, I came here with an express intent and purpose. However, losing really is fun. I do play Dwarf Fortress on it. It is significantly less fun. Of course, it gave me. Yeah, sure, whatever. Oh, he recovered from that much faster than I expected. I deserve that. In my defense, he really did just recover from the stomp so much faster than I expected that I was just like, well, I'm eating that hit. King's Scepter, Magic Bow. Maybe go with Tried and True, the old faithful of builds, and just go for purple. Because purple builds always seem to go well. We will once again go for this crystal because... excuse me, game. Cavern key. If we make it down to the caverns, we make it down to the caverns. We are still trying to do bank stuff. It's a horrible idea. I'm not prepared for the bank, but the bank we go. Wrong run, Horatio. You don't have a shield anymore. I'm tempted. The game is really setting me up for purple here. I think I saw a flint on the map for a brief moment. Oh, hi there. Light speed, you say? Well, as tempting as that is, that's not what we want. Oh yeah, we need to... that immediately. With the setup we have, we shouldn't take any more hits. In theory, in practice, I'm probably going to bungle it horrifically. The uncomfortable realities of mediocrity and how to cope. Oh, that's the plant zone. Get a stun grenade. Don't have an item. Good. Killer. Yeah. Being zoned by the Arbalist man and his ability to shoot explosives. We don't need pure nail. Nice, but it's not what we want. Ah, we can't cheese that. Alright. Does not synergize with the build, but it's better than nothing. I already said about taking hits. Now, we probably won't take another hit here. I then proceeded to instantly take another hit. Alright, tentacle. Shove that in my backpack and think about it. Think about it. That's Terraria. What? A second of seeing that particular kind of tree, and I instantly recognized it. That is some strong ingraining. Hey, look, a corrupt altar. Nice sword. Why is it deep inside an ugly monster? So pull it from you. Makes you wonder. Sword of the crowd. I spotted it first, and it synergizes with purple. All right. You know what, we're gonna... Backpack? Tentacle, you're fun and all, but... the most unnatural and uncomfortable swing animation possible. I love it. Alright, so the Star Fury's gotta go. It's fun, but, no. Oh, that is very funny. Alright, so let's go to the plant zone. Since we're purple, we can zone enemies, hopefully, possibly, potentially. Yeah, I know, game. Alright, Alvor, still the thing I'm gonna go with. The Acrobat Batapack is very interesting. I like it in theory. But I set the arbitrary rule of buy cheapest thing first, and we're going to continue to try and buy the cheapest thing first. I care about none of the 4 items I've collected so far. We don't need to worry about ammo at the moment. Maybe in the future, but for now... It's painfully apparent that I really like Crow's Foot. Tranquility probably wouldn't be bad for getting through the level. Ranger's gear is probably the thing to take. Crow's Foot is good, Hunter's Instinct is good, Point Blank probably has no qualms or issues, Ranger's Gear is fine. I don't have a melee attack, so this doesn't do anything. It would be interesting, but no. And these aren't worthwhile. Let's grab Ranger's Gear. Some consistent little bit of extra burst damage. I'd like to say that I could just sell that, but I want to be at full health. Do I need to be at full health? No. Do I want to be? Yes. As for why, it's paranoia. It is pure and simple just paranoia. Really? I'm surprised I didn't take a hit there. Alright, a not insignificant amount of my burst damage is coming from the skill. The extra damage after skill use. I dodged that. Curse you in synergizing. Alright, bye. There's nothing I can do to you whenever you're all curled up. Food. Love to see it. Okay, bye. What? Alright, that was my Telluric shock jump. It just... It didn't? Could have. I want neither of these. Like, I can't even justify taking either of them. I need the short cooldowns because all of my burst damage is coming from the ranger thing. As you can see, without the extra little buff from using a skill, my damage is bad. Is it purple? This is a lore room. It's one we've already seen. Talk about how there are corpses in the tree. This leads to the prison place. It's interesting to me, because this is where we're going to head. Done with this area. There's a curse chest. Losing is fun, and we can only get better by challenging ourselves and doing extremely difficult things. Yes, yes, I know. Nerves of steel. Fired at the right moment. The flat damage is... yeah. I probably should have put that magic bow in my backpack. Oh, there's a challenge rift there. At least I believe this is a challenge. Yeah, this is a challenge. Alright, that makes things a lot more difficult. Now, as for why it's suddenly more difficult, the answer is, that challenge rift is filled with traps. It gives good stuff, so I want to do it. But the traps, I've never gotten through a challenge rift without taking damage. And I don't trust myself to attempt one now. Some auto-aim would be wonderful. First lifted. Alright, now that we've survived and we can no longer be one-shot by a stiff breeze, we're gonna go back and grab the challenge room. Challenge rift. Right, sorry. We are gonna take the challenge. You're almost always worth it. That isn't very much worth it. The prerequisite of having to take a hit, is not one I like. Remember what I said about never getting through one of these without taking a hit? There's a first time for everything, isn't there? Merchant, that's a swift bow, and those are some Spartan sandals. The Spartan sandals have my undivided attention because I love the sandals for reasons I can't fully explain other than foot goes burr. Quick bow is also interesting. Going double bow is always a risky proposition because you do run the very real risk of running out of ammo. And then you're stuck just waiting. Spartan sandals would give me a melee thing, which would synergize with Ripper. We'll think about it later. Alright, we're going to use this fast travel point to get back to where we were. There's an area down here I didn't look at. I have to. So Marksman's bow is crits at long range. And I can work with that. Like, it's not good per se because of the situational nature of being far away from enemies in a game where you don't really get to decide the range of engagement. But it does allow me a more consistent zoning strategy. Also, that damage is really bad. Case in point, that area down there is going to be not good for either of my bows, given the slow nature of them. Cells. Alright, that's 60. One blood cell door. Oh, he threw that one fast. Take it. Oh, a merchant. Alright, so magnetic grenade probably wouldn't be bad. Leg hugger would definitely not be bad. And they would fill slots. Unfortunately, I'm still stuck with needing, like, low cooldown stuff. Leg hugger actually doesn't have that long of a cooldown. But magnetic grenade does have quite the heft. Leg hugger also provides some passive DPS. Interesting. Very interesting. I'll have to think about it as I go through the level. There. We need to go across. Alright. So I've basically explored everything as best as can. I missed a single enemy, but that doesn't matter. There is food to heal a slight injury. There is a power scroll, which is always... Gained invisibility. Oh. I'm sad that any action breaks it. Because on the necklace it says, like, oh, your first invisible attack. Interacting counts as an attack, at least in the point of the description of it. That plant didn't snap shut. This, more tactics. There's a shop above us. Shop is offering the Crusher Trap, Light Speed, and a Mushroom Boy. Little mushy friend. And this is dead end. Of course it is. And there are no... nope, there are 2 enemies by the exit gate. That's not the exit I'm taking, but it's there. Alright, we're not going to the ramparts. Find our fast travel point. Right up here. Trying to go through the prison depths again. We're mostly focusing on trying to get to the bank, yes. And last time we went to the prison depths, it gave us an opportunity to go. Let's see if it does it again. Did get our 60 kills. Very good. Lightning Bolt is interesting. Flamethrower Turret is also very interesting. And Sinew Slicer is interesting. Now, out of all... they're all tier 6++, meaning they're all very, very good on their damage. I am tempted to take Lightning Bolt because Lightning Bolt is just... yeah. Yeah. Creamy Sheave, unlimited power. Flamethrower Turret would just do damage, and that's something good. But Sinew Slicer does stack the bleed, and that does provide me... You know, let's take this. We'll replace the... stun grenade. Believe me, if you're groaning that I didn't take the lightning, I feel you. I understand fully. But we are getting the Great War Owl, so, I cannot pet this creature. Great Owl of War. I'm gonna Great Owl pet. Does damage, activating this skill again. Angers the Great Owl. Owl disappears if you take any damage. I see. I understand. Maybe... you know what? Parting gift. We'll start going into parting gift. My best runs have been, yeah, sure. Take those 2 to S quality. We'll upgrade that to a plus. And Marksman's Bow, I'm probably gonna ditch. I'm probably gonna ditch the Nerves of Steel as well, but for now. Alright, since we have 2 bows, and they are our big... they are the bulk of our damage. Had I picked up a good melee weapon in that last room, I would have taken Ripper. But as we don't have that, we are going to need to run with ammo. In case we run into any chunky boys. We have full health, therefore we get to sell a flask recharge for once. There is no bank, so we're actually going into the prison depths, which is... spooky. I'm gonna say spooky. First treasure chest found. No, it's too risky. I've been to the prison depths like once, maybe twice before. Alright, maybe taking the cursed chest would have been the right decision. Foolishness. The invisible guy up there. Jeez. Alright, that ambush thing with the necklace with the, just right release bow is quite the thing. Come on, give me my invisibility. Blood pouring. Messed up the timing on that, which is, I guess that's the proverbial prospect of just like, oh, this is great, but if your timing is off... No mercy. Oh, that's a blueprint. I forget what kind of blueprint it is. Also, I should have taken the cursed chest. But, fear got the better of me. Would have been able to get my 10 kills, no problem. Doing this because we want this power scroll for tactics. And don't get me wrong, this seems great, but the invisible after 5 seconds without attacking is really, really powerful right now. Oh, this lets me look at the challenges ahead. Okay. Well, that went far better than I expected. Howdy ho, merchant. Infantry bow. Critical hits at close range. Ooh. Double damage. Hold on, did anyone else see that shield? It means there's an item nearby. Spiked boots. Increase your movement speed for 5 seconds after critical kill. Interesting. Alright, we're gonna put our bow in our backpack. So inflicts a critical hit if the kick interrupts an attack. Maybe synergize with Ripper, because this is a very aggressive kind of... very aggressive kind of shoe. Sorry, lost in thought for a moment. I'm sure you understand how it is. Sometimes you're stuck in the thinky bits and aren't going as quickly as you'd like. There's some cheese back there. My reflexes are for some reason telling me that this isn't my melee. My X isn't my melee. It is, I'm just panicking a little bit. Blood sword, barnacle, oil grenade or parry shield. I think oil grenade does the thing with the stats in the ancient sewers. Go to the ancient sewers. Wow, they really didn't give me a whole lot of choices for key. Where does this lead? Morass of the Banished. We're not going to the Morass of the Banished. There's no way I'll survive. That, and I just generally don't like the Morass of the Banished. The ossuary is... it is what it is. Do I even want to use this? Ah, screw it. We'll just carry around one of these keys for a while. Alright, let's go back through the level, sell off the extra healing we didn't need. You know, I know today's Tuesday, but I had to ask, how was everyone's Monday? How was yesterday for... I think I flawlessed this level. And saying that, it shows how both few and many enemies there are per level. despite the fact that I killed everything without getting hit, I think. I only got 66 kills. Only 66 enemies in here. Now, I do have the choice. I can go to the ossuary or the ancient sewer. Kind of tempted to go to the ancient sewer. Just... it's there, but... if I go to the ancient sewer, I can fight Conjunctivius again. If I go to the ossuary... you know what, let's go to the ancient sewer. Go toe-to-toe with Conjunctivius. Maybe go to the bank instead. I don't know, we'll see. No door down here, which is disappointing. No mercy. Execute mobs under 50 seconds. Oh! That's just a cull. I like it. Ripper no longer synergizes well since I'm not putting a lot of arrows in targets. Crow's feet is always good, though it does mess up timing and make me get hit occasionally. I could take Frenzy. Why would I take Frenzy? Because these boots increase movement speed for 5 seconds after a critical hit. But that won't scale. More damage if I'm close to deployable. I guess we'll take support. I only hell no, I guess. Okay, the owl counts as a deployable. And so as we go. Old. Everywhere. Spores floating in the fetid air. Perfectly well. Oh, merchant. Howdy dooley. You have the Sata Stiletto. Money shooter. That is some incredible damage. But, I want to shoot my money away. Oh boy, it's one of these. I'd like to take a moment to say, don't get me wrong, I appreciate the prospect of this and making you use the homunculus head to really reach out and work for those items. However, is mildly annoying. Really? Alright, War Spear. That's green. Don't need it. All of that just to sell it. You're feeling disappointed? I am. I think that was a lore room I just walked away from. But I do want to come back here and take a look at the... Or, way worse than what I have, because I got what I have from one of the other rooms. That solves that problem. Alright, so back down to this room. Perhaps take a look at that lore room. Slime. Nothing special here. Oh, there's strange substance on the ground again. There leads to a sort of giant cocoon. All sorts of unspeakable horrors lived here. It's really revolting. Not feeling too fresh after that either. After all, who am I to pass judgment? I haven't even got ahead. I don't even know where I come from. That is going to be our existence. I've beaten the Hand of the King twice. I have yet to beat like any of the other stuff. Ephemeral. Are we destined to adapt or die in this ineffable loop we call life? What is life? What about love? Series of moments still along the way at the dawn of... Yeah, okay, boring. Impossibles? Yes, I'm on Boss Soul 2. You can see in the top... On the top right. In the bottom right, directly above my, my mini-map, there is a little Boss Soul thing. It's okay. I forgot about those Eggy boys. Neon outfit. Your two-door? I don't trust this one bit. It was fine. A Tori's katana. Unfortunately, that is a brutality weapon. For recovering health, it would be nice if I were running brutality. I'm not running brutality. This was a waste of time. I guess the money was nice, however. I suppose I have, haven't I? When it comes to progress. I will, however, counter with, I probably just got really lucky. That's all a dead end, but there's a tentacle there. If I had the shovel, I wouldn't have to worry about that. This... Big brutality here. Pays better. When it comes to health, that is. Scroll of power. Not going to pretend to understand how those kamikazes were in the ceiling, but this game does have some jank hitboxes and collisions sometimes. Way to go. There's an elite fight here. We take these fights. Dodging creates a toxic cloud, +1 in each stat, damage from projectiles. No, we're not taking this. So, the necklace we have is invisible after 5 seconds without attacking. The first invisible attack inflicts a lot of extra damage. This is where a lot of my damage is actually coming from. Being able to just be invisible until I absolutely need to attack is great. Four-second infantry grenade. I know you can attack that. The tentacle can attack the turret. It chose not to that time. Alright, polo power. The chicken with explosives. Flamethrower turret is very interesting, but I'm happy with my owl and my shredder. Sinew slicer. And dead end. Alright, so I have to go across that nonsense, but we're going to go over here and grab our upgrade scroll. I'm also going to take a peek over here, see what's down here. I didn't look. I was too afraid. Not hostiles. It is offering us Spartan sandals. We'd lose out on our legendary spike boots. And we don't really want to do that. I like the Spartan sandals. Hell, I'll say I love the Spartan sandals. But they don't go with the build enough. We will dump the marksman's bow we had in our backpack because it no longer... It's not relevant anymore. It's nice, but it's not what we need. Slowly but surely, we're making our way through. Oh, there goes my combo. So close. And only for 10 points of damage. Another owl, you say? That is worse than the owl I currently have. Goodbye, secondary owl. You will not be missed. Extra money. No hostiles. Well, there's a hostile. Alright, there's a big section of enemies directly beneath me, and I don't need to kill them. I am, however, going to try, because they can have key. Oh. Eating a massive hit because, I couldn't see the mushroom status effect on the ground. It was too late. Don't ask me how I didn't get poisoned there. I don't have an answer for you. That key is why we came down here. It bothers me immensely that with the normal attacks, there is a slight, what's it called? A recoil. When the tentacle comes out of the ground, it has to stay there for a minute, but whenever it rushes across the screen, it doesn't. And it bothers me that there is no downtime whenever it does the swipe. Alright, so that's the end of this place. I'm at full health, which is good. Running a purple build, so something that synergizes with purple is ideal. We could take faster than light. Don't need the money. We will take those, and we're going to hold on to this key in case we run into something that needs it on a different level. I don't know where those are. I don't know the extent of those secrets. But I know they exist. My phone has decided to remind me that I'm in a struggle. Sufferable crypt. Okay, this is where we fight the tentacly one. Conjunctivius. There. Very, very aware. Did I manage to get my 60 kills? No. I know it came close, but then I touched some spicy water. Parting gift. Range attacks cause enemies to drop bombs when they die. No mercy is something I am 200% for. It is a cull. It is just, oh, enemies hit this percentage of health. Insert die. Not gonna worry about those. Alright, so we have our 3. We're running ammo for extra ammo, obviously. We have the Ranger's gear for extra damage whenever we use a skill, and support for more damage whenever we have our deployables out. We don't have the fire rate to justify Ripper. If we had the Swift Bow, we'd take Ripper with it. Ripper and ammo in a heartbeat, and then just melee and laugh. I think we're good. I think this is the build we're going to have for the rest of the run. We didn't need to heal. We're good, so we'll just go ahead and scrap that. Maybe we'll run into the bank after this. Who knows? I tried to summon my owl as I was going through the door. Come to me, owl. I was gonna say, I'm surprised it hasn't turned over yet. Oh, I didn't realize it was coming for me. I grew complacent with the amount of time it spent attacking my turret. I rolled into that. That got very rough at the end there. Sonic is a hard no. King's Scepter, no. Astronomy, and then money. Alright, we can go to the graveyard, which is good. You know what, let's go to the graveyard. Graveyard is where the cavern is, and we brought the cavern key with us this time. The cavern artifact, the room. Yeah, mock me all you like. I'm going to ignore that, because we always ignore that. See? Astronomy, the effect of food is increased by 65%. If you recycle food, you deal more damage for 300 seconds. Interesting. Well, mutation plan. The bank. Pardon. Well, the express purpose of this run is to go to the bank, but... Stream, would you be mad at me if I went to the graveyard and went through the caverns instead? Bank, the express purpose of this stream. Or graveyard in new area even I haven't seen. Bank for grinding or new area? We'll go for the new area. Variety is the spice of life. And lost runs. These? You're kind of made. You've been playing this on and off for years. You mean mad or made? Fantastic. Go, Owl, I believe in you. All right, the laser glaive. That is... All right. All right. You're gonna do this to me? Laser glaive is incredibly difficult to get to crit, but I personally just absolutely adore it because it is the crossover item with Risk of Rain. Well, one of, if not the only. I don't know, but I like it more in a really dumb kind of way. We're gonna replace the Spartan Sandal with the laser glaive. And maybe we can get the backpack thing this run. So that whenever we dodge roll, we throw out a laser glaive. Oh, I didn't. Too focused on what was in front of me, not what was beneath me. English. Too focused on what was in front of me and not what was beneath me. There we go. That time I said the sentence right. Get our key. If my input hadn't been eaten weird. So what happened there was I jumped when I meant to try and slam through a platform. So I took a pretty big hit there. Campfire, nothing. The problem I was running into before was that the button combo for going through platforms is down and jump. And by default, jump and down and jump are what you need to slam. So if you're trying to go down through a platform and slam at the same time, sometimes you just do a hop. Sure, it has to do with me panicking. Doesn't make it any less annoying. Shock. Good, but... Right, sorry, I went back into that room to check to make sure I actually explored the entirety of that area, and I did. Bone, which is from the skull. Crossover. Multiple knock bow. Multiple knock bow isn't bad, but it's got no crit condition, so it can't crit. So no, we're not gonna do it. It does have good flat damage, good base damage, but we do not fucks with that. Brutality. Oh, off the edge he goes. We have the key to get through there. Not going through there yet, however. What? Sorry, will of the wisps. Will of the wisps make me paranoid. Alright, a rampart. Not synergize with the build. There's some money if we want to go to that secret area. Question is it worth it? Is it really worth it to go up to that door in that secret area? Yes, it really doesn't take that long. Incredibly dumb damage on my part. I shouldn't have been hit there, but I did. I did receive the damage. Get my owl back. Target-rich environment. Hard light sword is interesting. Great owl for war. Hard light sword. The problem I have is hard light sword acts as both your primary and secondary. Your X becomes the hard light sword and your Y becomes the hard light gun, and it's just... It's not bad, but it's not what I want. And I already have an owl, so I don't need another one. Alright, that area got cleared out. Nothing in these walls. We have to go back and check what's on that leftmost path. There was nothing there. Only hostiles. What a shame. Alright, I'm currently invisible, so I don't need to worry about enemies smacking my tits. I don't have to worry about enemies smacking me. I was gonna say, I see a hostile on the other side there. Ow, there goes half my health. Cleaver. Interesting. No. The dead end. Of course it's a dead end. His ability's back. Wait for that guy to come back, so he's underneath the rubble. That lovely, delicious croissant. You seem to have arrived just in time. Yes, indeed, you arrived just in time to watch me die as I choke. Okay. We are not going to the Forgotten Sepulchre if we can help it, because I hate that place, and it is not a fun place to be. It is horrible. It is horrendous. It is painful. Let's not go there if we can help it. Looks like there's either a shop or an elite room. I didn't look too close. Shop. Star Fury. Electrical Whip. Electrical Whip is interesting. Oh yeah, and if my voice audio starts compounding for some reason, tell me, because that's my noise reduction, noise suppression acting up, and I'm not sure why it does that, but it does that. It was a major problem before. Or room. Fires directly to the ossuary and set fire to them immediately. Seems alright so far. Good, great, excellent. Alright, now we get to use this key that we picked up at the very start of the run. There are no more enemies on the map. I rolled. We're not going to touch that because that'll drag the curse with us into this level that we've never been to, the cavern. Alright, the cavern. A well-shaped blue blade. English. A well-shaped blade cuts something something. I missed the rest. Cells, we can pick up No Mercy for culling. Now we have 68 cells. Go into the usual suspects. Masochist for reduced trap damage. I'd like it if this made it that hitting traps doesn't make you drop your combo, your kill streak, but I understand why it doesn't do that. Alright, so we can get the Scythe Claws, Emergency Triage, or Masochist. Let's start putting points into Scythe Claws, get those out and about. Forge, we need none of this. We will upgrade the Laser Glaive, because why not? I stand by the statement of, I'm sad I can't pet the owl. That's it. So we'll take No Mercy. Take support. And we had Ranger's gear, which is a bunch of extra damage, which is really nice. Unfortunately, our build doesn't currently really lend us into doing that. Hunter. Let's take Hunter's Instincts. Allow us to hit our deployables more frequently. It's a long way. No additional lore. Well, into this place of crystal and nightmares we go. Longest time without incident, 45 seconds. I don't think there's anything down there. Protect me, owl. Alright, this place has annoying enemies right out of the gate. I forgot those guys drop explosive barrels. God. That man has flint boots. There's a big boy up here. Okay, so he roars and causes things to fall from the ceiling. What is the opposite of neat? Horrific. Indescribable horror. I thought that's what that did. Well, that's not exactly what I thought it did, but I thought it would hurt me in some way, shape, or form, and I was correct. And why did I run into it? Because I needed to know. Look, I needed confirmation. That enemy didn't get stunned. Bird jumped at me. You know, I don't know what I expected the birds to do. Jumping wasn't there. I don't know why. Nice armor blueprint. Okay, so the birds are just leapy boys. They leap around. Kinda looked like there would have been a way across without having to take the elevator. Guess not. What's this? Other than just lightning damage. Well, let's not touch it, and let's not find out. I get the strong feeling that that's just gonna straight up do damage to me. It does look like, yeah, there is something here. It's just reservoirs of liquid of some description that I don't understand. No slam point. So there's no going under, and there's no going over. Only option is going through. Alright, so in addition to jumping, they can peck. Wonderful. Great. I nearly died. Oh, merchant. No, thank you. game, can I convince you to have mercy instead? This gives quite a lot of stats, and that's very hard to pass up. I wish I could put this in my backpack, but I'm gonna leave that there. I think it's trap. Let's not fall into the not lava. I don't think it'd instantly kill me, it would just do damage, and I really do not have the health or healing to really justify taking unnecessary damage right now. I am severely hurt. Please, please, I beg you, tell me that that's healing in there. I haven't had one of these act as a, word, phrase, thing. So I haven't had one of these be, an ambush chest yet, so that makes me incredibly nervous every time I open one. The more of those item chests I open without being ambushed, the more nervous I get. Okay, that's not what I thought. Bird up there. I didn't realize the trap lantern thing was there, so I just went into that willingly and nearly took damage. Damage I still can't recover from. My goodness, I'm squishy, vulnerable. Oh hey look, another one of these. Is this a trap? No. It does have light speed in it, which is a thing, but no thank you. You're joking. I didn't have a whole lot of room to react to any of that, which is a shame. But these things happen. Alright. We've been playing as Ironclad a lot. Let's go ahead and rotate costumes. I think one final time. could take the Bobby outfit. Get a funny eye. Could take the bomber jacket. We could take the Little Bones outfit. Commando, luchador. Oh, go with the French outfit. We'll go brutality, because why not? That. We'll be taking this for the woe unto you effect. And I lied. We are going to immediately replace it with the classic sword. Rusty sword. No one cares about the rusty sword. But it is there. It's a constant companion. It's a friend. Now, the crowbar is kind of middling, kind of mediocre. For the sole reason that its crit effect is that you have to go through a doorway for it to happen. Case in point. Ow, my bones. Not every run can be a winner. Sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles, how the story goes. Sometimes you die in the goddamn prison because you're an idiot and you keep taking unnecessary damage. Thank you, game. Very nice. No? No, I don't think I will. That infantry grenade seems pretty nice. Well, now you're taunting me. I swear that dude with the axe has less hit recovery than I do. It causes me the anger. Okay. Please give me a good weapon. I can work with the Serenade. Condemned. Now remember, we are trying to make our way to the bank so we can get the unlocks there. Game? Game? What? That was very weird. The game didn't want to let me up. Green Scepter, Crowbar goes in the second slot. Cycle that. I'm having a horrible time right now. Sewers, there's a money thrower. We're not gonna bother with that. Screw it, losing is fun. I'm aware, game, that I am underperforming. Don't care about that because none of our equipment is worth keeping. I feel like Frenzy is going to be helping us a lot. A prison dumped all of its unspeakable filth into this place. A croissant. Please. Oh. I'm being undone by swing arcs. Oh, that is horrifically painful. Hello, Poison. I missed you. Alright. Okay, so. Alright, I can work with firebrands. Avoid some damage over time. Can't have the rune. Iron Staff Swing isn't particularly quick, but the first hit in the combo does act as a parry, so that's something to keep in mind. Some contaminated bodies leaked into the drainage lines. That must have contaminated the whole water network. Was the water contaminated before the first citizens fell ill? Which came first, the chicken or the egg? Good question. Damn, that attack speed is slow. Eeny, meeny, miny, survival. Yeah, I want to kill that little guy. More for revenge than anything else. Hey, look, a blood cell door. What's in here? I don't have an answer for that. Boy, the double crossbow-o-matic. That doesn't synergize, but hey, I'll take it. Greetings. Oh. Alright, you'd love to see it. No, gonna keep what I have. Although I'm actually gonna get rid of Serenade. I hate to do that, but Serenade is very questionable, and as you can see, the purple fires is very, very alluring. There's an elite over there. Oh, that is some shenanigans. Alright, extra jump, dodging, lose a point of brutality. No, you don't give me enough. I want more. I'm greedy. Even more brutality. Ah, great, another one in the pool. Please. Game. Corrupted prison. A bit more. Right, so we need to go up for an item. Then there's another exit. Ancient sewers. Gun grenade. Nope. Alright, so our options are the ancient sewers or the corrupted prison. Or wherever this takes us. The ramparts. Ramparts wouldn't be bad. Let's head towards the corrupted prison. Hopefully we get the, thing and the stuff in the ad, the bank, because we want to go to the bank. Area upgrade twin daggers. Interesting. Twin daggers are very nice. We'll take the twin daggers. Max out those scythe claws. Now, the scythe claws are interesting because they fill up both. And the thing with the scythe claws is if you alternate between them, you get crits. They're very consistent, but as you can see, they are very, very slow. It does have some good range, though. Now, the outstanding issue is that I can't put the scythe claws in my backpack, so they just have to be recycled. Alright, I have 110 cells left, meaning I can unlock one of these two things. Emergency triage or masochist. Let's grab emergency triage. We're not going to be using it this run, but it's there if we need it. God, we have so many costumes. Got 10 more. So I guess we start putting points into masochist. That eventually... S-tier twin daggers. Very, very good. Very interesting. I don't care about these too much. I'm going to upgrade the infantry grenade, however. That gets plus 15% damage, which is a welcome sight. And this just gets arrows. Great, wonderful. So we took Frenzy, which means we're going to be taking Velocity, so speed buffs after multiple kills is now 3 times longer. Which means that we will get our kill buff, and then we will just start running. Donating your body to science takes on a whole new meaning when you're something else. Like, just the dialogue. First treasure chest. I don't trust myself, because, look, I've taken a healing build, because I'm having a bad time of it. Why are there so many rats? Bird. Oh, that damn bird. Tactical retreat. Are you mocking me, game? Hello, merchant. You have an owl. Taking the oil grenade, because the oil grenade synergizes very well with Firebrand. Case in point. Delicious. Peas. I'll have to go back. From damage over time effects, how may I help you? I'll be your host today. On one hand, how? On the other hand, this was a very small level with very little in it. Alright, so we've got an oil grenade, we've got a normal grenade, we've got... We want none of these. None of these are worth it. Mushroom Boy's there with his little star. He's got a gold star, ladies and gentlemen. I guess he got an A on his test at school. Unfortunately, Mushroom Boy is not what we're taking. Much as I love the Mushroom Boy, we can go directly to the ramparts. We can go to the ancient sewers. You know what, let's go to the ramparts. Greetings. Technical read. Dodging an attack at the last moment slows down nearby enemies for a second. Interesting. No sign of the bank, which is unfortunate. Upgrade our oil grenade. Now, we're currently going fast. So I guess combo would be the thing to take since we're just blitzing through levels at breakneck speed. We could heal here, but we're not going to. We're missing... Well, no, we should have healed. Our daggers do have plus to... You know, whatever. We are, however, going to the bank, which means we're going to die in the bank. Because that's just how this works. I'm really bad at dealing with the bank. Right, I'm really bad at dealing with the bank, so this is where this run is going to die. But if I can survive and get like some of the unlocks, that'd make me very happy. All right, we have the money, so we're actually going to clear out the bottom floor first. This bottom floor has a guaranteed food shop. The, what's it called? Lunchroom? Alright, one hit protection just saved my bacon. Gold digger. Not to be confused with the monster truck grave digger. Ow. Yeah, those golden enemies. The gold gorgers suck. Especially since the map really likes to spawn them, and then a bunch of kamikazes all around them, so the kamikazes leap to their deaths and feed the gold gorgers, instantly upgrading them. And you can't really prioritize the gold gorgers over the kamikazes because frequently the kamikazes see you long before the gold gorgers do. And you don't even get to see the gold gorgers because the kamikazes are already on you. And they're already self-destructing. Which means those gold gorgers are about to get their free upgrades. Alright, one more run. We're going to do what is called a incredibly dumb run, where hopefully I can get a flask, smash my health down to about half, and then we're just gonna do things. Give me that bomb. Fantastic. Mushroom boy, we're not going for the mushroom boy. Quick bow. Give me that brutality. Please. Thank you. Okay, the condemned. I care about none of those, except perhaps Spartan's handle. This is very much a if we die kind of run. Because I have zero investment in this run, because I didn't like the starting items, full disclosure. That health shouldn't put me over the threshold. It doesn't, but I immediately got hit afterwards. Fantastic. You love to see it. Oh, Ittori's katana came out much slower than I'd expected there, which is unfortunate, but within expectations. Alright, one more run for the night. So we're going to be taking that. Really, you know, I'm just not even going to take anything here. I'm gonna have the sandals and nothing else. See what I mean? I kicked that man. He didn't get stunned. Interesting. By interesting, I mean completely infuriating. Thank you, game. Very nice. Very pleasant. Toxic sewers. Eh, screw it. We're gonna do a fast run. A fast one. An incredibly bad decision. Bone. Ruby. Mushroom boy. Well, bone is the only thing I can justifiably take, because these other ones are the epitome of mediocre. Like, why? Like, Mushroom boy is nice. But, Mushroom Boy doesn't exact... Well, I guess the second use of Mushroom Boy would be nice here, but... Yeah, everyone knows what the second use of Mushroom Boy does, and it's just, I don't want to do that, but it's there. Forge. We don't have enough money to upgrade that to S. S tier. You. Porcupine would be interesting. Now let's grab Predator. No longer have the Fanatic Sword, so we no longer have to maintain half health. Is that smell normal? No. Reach the toxic sewers for the first time. I swear I've been here, though. What? But I already had that achievement. Oh, no. Alright, something's not right. It is very apparent that's not supposed to be happening. I think my game has decided to just omit the self-livent. By the way, this is nearly a fresh install of Dead Cells, because I upgraded my my motherboard. Yeah, that's not. Why are my achievements having the not good time? Those have been long since achieved. Well, I guess the game completely crapping the bed and starting to flash achievements on the screen at all times is a good place to call it for today. As for what we're doing next time, I don't really know. I've enjoyed my time with Dead Cells. It was a bit grindier than I had originally anticipated, which made it a bit... Cannot access saved game. Your Steam Cloud save files are not currently available. Offline mode or connection error. It is Tuesday, meaning that Steam might be going through its stuff. Steam Tuesday, Steam maintenance. That's what goes. We've all come to accept that Tuesday is maintenance day. I didn't think it was right maintenance right now. Bit odd. Anywho, as I was saying, Dead Cells has been fun. It was a bit more grindy than I had originally expected, but that's not really a problem. It does provide some replayability to it. Next stream, I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to play next stream. We'll find out. Tuesday, isn't it? Yes, it is in fact Tuesday. Alright, thank you all for stopping by. Hope you all have a great week. See you next time.